So Apple just dropped the latest iteration of the iPhone 16 family, and this thing here is the iPhone 16e. It's not the SE, it's just 16e. And it's really ridiculous, guys. I don't usually do this type of videos, but I'm just thinking how sad this must be from a company that really brought us innovation, from a company that took some certain elements, from Xerox and from other companies and invented the mouse and the GUI. Of course, we know they did not, but they really made it usable. And from the company that brought us, iTunes and also the iPhone. Really, I remember those times, and oh boy, it's really hard to say what I think about it. Now, this iPhone 16e will cost around $599, but this is only going to be, I guess, in the United States of America. Some people are saying that this is gonna cost €700 for 128 gigabytes of storage in Europe. And for this amount of money, guys, it's gonna be hard to justify, one buying this. I mean, unless of course you're really invested into the Apple ecosystem and you have a very old iPhone, then maybe you just go and buy this thing. But it's disappointing to see something like this from Apple. It's a move that I believe will just help them milk people around that apparently are part of their fan base by offering a product that is actually the best thing about this iPhone 16e is that it's just cheap for an Apple product. But think about it, guys, the pricing is ridiculous. Like, if you want to buy a 256 gigabyte version, you have to pay $700 US. This is in the States. In Europe, it's going to be much more. And you have to be completely crazy to disregard other phones like OnePlus 30. Phones from Xiaomi, Samsung phones as well. Also, older iPhones, guys. This is completely ridiculous. I don't really get it. To me, that's just a business decision that is absolutely aimed at the people that just want to have an iPhone but don't want to spend, the money. And if that's the case, guys, just think about it. Like, if you really so much want to have the iPhone but you don't have the money, or you're not willing to pay this top amount of dollars, then just don't get the iPhone. Get something else. You're gonna get far better value for your money, right? They're saying it's built for Apple Intelligence. I don't have Apple Intelligence here on my phone, guys. In Europe, it's going to arrive, I'm sure, April this year. Yeah, this is just ridiculous, guys. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. And the most frustrating part in this is Apple. Why you? I mean, you were the chosen one, right? I mean, you were supposed to lead with innovation, removing the headphone jack and other things, like also removing even the SIM card for some of the phones. I'm joking, of course, maybe a lame attempt to do some jokes, but the only real innovation with this phone is perhaps this thing here, the Apple design modem, guys, because so far Apple product has been using Qualcomm modems, and they source screens from Samsung and LG in the past, and who knows. So if there is something that is worth checking is just how good this C1 modem is going to be, and maybe Apple is using the iPhone 16e just as a showcase to kind of like test this thing, and if that's good, then maybe they're going to reuse it. What about the camera, guys? They're bragging with this camera. They call it the 2-in-1, and I read somewhere online the sensor size is ridiculously small, so there is no way this phone can just cost that amount of money in 2025, and buying this just means that you're either crazy invested into the Apple ecosystem and you just want to try it out. So maybe you have a YouTube channel like I do, maybe that makes sense for you, but for any sane person to buy this phone with an incredible design that, I mean, it's been around in years, that's absolutely not justified, guys. And the most disappointing part is that I don't really expected this behavior from Apple. Apple and Samsung are like the biggest there, right? Of course, we have all the Chinese brands, Xiaomi and Oppo, and even Huawei. Like, everybody's trying to innovate. Xiaomi is doing this trick since some years, starting the Poco and then making Poco a separate brand. And everybody else, like Oppo, they have the Realme and Vivo as well, like that's kind of understood, but we don't expect this from a big player like Apple, unless of course they want to really take every last dollar from every desperate person out there that just want to have a phone with this huge of a bezel, but don't just have the Apple logo on the back. And this is disappointing. My belief is that companies like Apple and Samsung, they kind of should lead this parade. They should help the scene just get better. They should innovate and release better products all the time. And I don't mind even that the products are crazy expensive. See here, guys, you can compare it with an iPhone 11. So let's say if you have the iPhone 11, Yeah, okay, you get 26 hours video playback on the iPhone 16e, and okay, then maybe it makes sense for you to upgrade to that one. But what about if you have the iPhone SE, the third generation? See even that they made it like Jesus Christ. Apple are so good at just showcasing even their own disabilities or their own cons to just make you think that they have released a new product. Yes, it has the Apple 18 chip. I guess it's still 60 hertz, and with this kind of a bezel, I think, guys, this is an absolute skip. This phone just should be forgotten. It's a shame that Apple released this one, and I don't really get it. I'm not sure. Let me know, guys, what you think down below in the comments. I'm just truly disappointed that Apple decided to launch this even without a proper keynote, just putting a YouTube video out there and all. This is just ridiculous. Anyway, stay safe, VST over, and bye.